Let's talk about millennials versus Gen Z. How they approach debt and saving. So, millennials are people who are born between 1981 and 1996, whereas Gen Zs are people who are born between 1997 and 2012. Millennials grew up in an age where it was okay to have student loans, to have mortgages, have education loans. In other words, they are okay with good debt, as in they have grown up doing this, they have grown up seeing this is what they know, and they are okay with it. Whereas now, on the other end, Gen Zs have grown up maybe seeing their parents, maybe seeing their siblings, how they were struggling with those student loans and student debts and mortgages, and to pay off their credit, their loans, and for some reason they don't want to go through that. So Gen Zs of these days, they opt to pay things with cash. They opt to go for options where they can afford, that they can fully pay for, instead of going through those loans, because of what they saw their parents, their siblings, their cousins who are older go through, like how they saw them struggle with those loans, how they saw them struggle with those mortgages, and they don't want to go through the same hassle, they don't want to go through the same stress. So Gen Z is really coming up with ways to make sure they get things debt free, that they pay for things for cash, that they pay for things up front. When we look at it at the angle of student loans, millennials have been struggling, like maybe to pay for those that education that they want to get. Maybe they go and study for on credit, and then after they are done, 3-4 years down the road, they are still paying that education loan that they got. So, whereas Gen Zs these days, they are opting to save in order to go to school. They are opting for not going for physical classes, and they do online courses that are short, that are not going to make them break a leg and neck. They're opting for other ways to receive that education without breaking the bank, without going for loans. Do you get? With all this technology that is flying around, they are opting for those online courses. They are looking out for scholarships to make sure that they don't get into debt. In other words, they are very cautious about those student loans because they don't want to be stuck with that debt. Some of them are opting for community college, and them going for community college so that they can be able to save more. And some of the Gen Zs of these days, they are opting to go for trading schools, where they learn how to trade and they make money right away online using their phones, using their computers. That is how the world has evolved. You find that millennials are using credit cards more to pay for things, and because this is what they have grown up in, this is what they have grown up seeing in their age, this is what they are doing more. They are opting for credit cards, and they have to pay those balances at the end of the month, at the end of the year, whenever they signed up to pay that credit. So on the other hand, Gen Zs, they are working, they are saving, they are now choosing to pay for things in cash. Like, they don't want that stress, they don't want that burden. You get? They don't want that burden that I have a loan to pay, I have to pay this, I have to pay that. No, they are opting to hold back and save and get what they want when they have the proper money. Because in this generation of the Gen Zs, there are so many ways one can make money, even online, which was not there back in that day. So you find that these Gen Zs are willing to make money, maybe online, invest in different things to see that they earn money, and then whatever they want, they pay it in cash. Like, they don't want to be involved in debts. When it comes to saving, you find that millennials take long, like, to start saving, because some of them went through the recession in 2008 and it affected them badly. And then you have the high cost living that affected them. So you find them when they can't really start saving at a young age. Do you get? Because they have so many things they have to clear, they have so many back debt that they have to keep up with. So you find this affecting the millennials saving, and they end up saving at a later age in their life. On the other hand, you find that Gen Zs, they are saving early because of the social media influence that they are exposed to. There are financial literacy programs online that they can get involved in. The schools are now teaching financial literacy at a young age. So this child is growing up knowing about finances. Their mentality is not the same. Their reasoning, the way they view things is not the same because of the environment themselves that they have grown up in. And this leads them to start even saving at a younger age because of what they are exposed to in the media, on social media platforms. They want to keep up with the latest trends. So they end up figuring out how to make money and save more money because of what they are surrounded with. Unlike the millennials, how they grow up, what they went through. Do you get? You also find that millennials have a huge problem with keeping emergency funds because they have the back debt that they have to pay, the student loans, the mortgages, the debts that they got into during the recession. So they have to pay all that. You find that it is hard for them to get an emergency fund. But whereas on the other end, the Gen Zs, you find that it is like it's the in thing to have an emergency fund in this generation. Like that is what they have grown up, like their peers having, their peers around them talking about, actually doing in their circles. So this is normal for them. Like they'll even ask you, what, you don't have an emergency fund? Like this is normal to them because it is the era that they grew up in. And yes, you find that Gen Zs having those emergency funds put in place because for them, first of all, they didn't suffer the recession. You find they are not involved in those debts that the millennials are going through or they are still paying off. So to them, it is normal to have an emergency fund. When it comes to spending habits, you find that millennials like things like travel. They'll save maybe for the whole year and say at the end of the year, I'm going to take a vacation here and there. Millennials will want to dine out in a place that is not so loud. But on the other hand, you have the Gen Zs. They are saving to invest in technology. They want the latest technology. They want to keep up with the latest trends. They want to keep up with the latest everything that is happening, as in that's where they find their pleasure. They find the Gen Z spending for long-term goals. They want their experiences that align with their personal values to come to life. So they end up saving for that. That is what they want. That is what they have interest in. Also, millennials tend to invest in the old traditional things that people really invest in. You find them investing in farming, investing in real estate, as in that is what they know, that is what they are used to, that is what they want, that is what they have grown up knowing. So on the other hand, you find that Gen Zs, they are investing in crypto, they are investing in trading, they are investing in different social media platforms, they are opening up YouTube channels, they are trying to make money off of social media, even though they have their professions on the side, but they are also investing in these new technologies that have come up so that they make sure they have different sources of income. Though millennials and Gen Zs have different ways of handling money, spending it and saving it, you can pick a leaf or two. You can pick an idea from this side and take it the other side. You can pick an idea from the other side and use it on this side. It all goes back down to what you love and what you want to do. You as an individual, you should always do what makes you happy. I always tell you that. Do what makes you happy. Do what you see is going to give you peace of mind, because I always tell you again and again, your mental health is very important. So line that this is made for millennials, this is made for the Gen Zs, but those are the different aspects that I've managed to come up with. But you can pick a thing from the other side and implement it on this side, and from this side and implement it on this side. With all this evolving technology, as millennials, still we are trying to keep up. As in, we see the trends happening. Where we wish to invest, we shall invest. Where we feel like, no, that's not for me, we shall not get involved. That's all I had to share with you. Stay blessed. Until next time, bye.